Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Chapter 4 of my Evil Within AKUMU walkthrough. And I do believe at the start of the chapter here, we can get another key, we can get a lot of green goo. And to be honest, a bit of a loot area yet again. So this is a great area to upgrade for the first time. To be honest, I don't necessarily need to, but we've got the bloodbath area coming up. And there's a chance I might die there. Sometimes I do. It's just the way it goes. There are a few strats
the hospice
that you can do there.
Yes. Leslie was being treated here years
But
ago.
they're not always
He'd
consistent.
come here thinking it was familiar and safe.
You know where we are?
Just ahead is the hospice my brother runs. He'll take us in.
That didn't answer my question.
I honestly don't know. For all I know, I'm losing my mind and you're just a delusion. But I'd like to think I still have a shred of dignity and an obligation to protect my patient. As an officer of the law, you should too.
I hope his brother's not a jerk too.
Finally we can run again. One of my biggest frustrations with this game. A lot of times it stops you from running. You gotta walk. No, it is well worth saving this female haunted here. Smash this guy with the axe. And then follow her where she runs. Pick up the harpoon as well. And you get 1 grand green goo. Always worth it, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, this is a loot area yet again. With lots of goodies to be found. It's a similar situation with perhaps the same female haunted. Running out there. I think she'll collect you a cool 300. There you go. Doctor's crouching as well. But yeah, in here I think there's matches and there's handgun ammo. Oh, bit of green goo as well. Wasn't expecting that. But of course, as you can see, we're full up on those kinds of things, so not going to take them right now. But although usually when I do this game on Nightmare, and that's the mode of the game I play more than any other, I don't go to this area with Valerio, who is the Doctor's brother. But you can get an extra key this way. There's also a chance he can wreck you, because he gets very close to you. Let's see what happens. But yeah, once you're done with the cutscene, he'll attack you here.
Hey, what are you doing?
And because he's a big than a normal haunted would, as all fat enemies do on this game. And unfortunately, as you can see there, the match didn't work. That's quite simply unacceptable. It really is. Not good, to be honest with you. The game's mechanics there are just not working. Although I was at a distance away from Valerio, so perhaps that's what happened there, but
Couldn't be roofing.
there we go. At least we're still at 0 deaths for the time being. Surprise, motherfucker. And that bags us another key. That is a 6th key now, ladies and gentlemen, altogether. I'm not going to be showing you guys where every single key is, but most of them I will. And it'll be more than enough to help you out and get you through this.
That came from outside.
So I do believe it is time to go back to the nurse for the first time and do some upgrades. But I'm interested to see what we can get here. The game has been quite kind to me so far. Because on AKUMU, the most important thing is green goo.
I knew it.
If you can avoid going back to the hospital and to the nurse until chapter 6, you don't have to do this part here, which is basically a tutorial for the lockers, the keys, the upgrades. But obviously I'm going back in chapter 4. So she is going to do this. It's pretty slow. Let's get it over and done with.
This way, please.
Where are you taking me? You don't talk much.
I'm going to kick this stool, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm going to do. 6 keys. What we're hoping for here out of these lockers is at least 15 grand green goo. That would be very nice indeed. What we don't really want is ammo. Bolts, I'll accept. That'll be cool.
Castellanos, do you have a key like this? That key will allow you to open this door.
And the game has decided to give us 2 syringes,
The contents are yours.
which of course we don't
Please,
need.
Come back whenever you need.
So that's the worst possible start. The game's been very kind so far, but that's not good. Ammo. Never too bad to see shotgun ammo, but not that vital for me. Finally, some green goo. You can get either 5, 7, 10 or 15 grand green goo. The most common are 5. There's some handgun bullets. I would like some bolts. And we've got some now. Some explosive bolts. And some more green goo. So, a real mixed bag there, I do believe, the upgrades. Altogether, we've got, what, 32 grand? Let's see what we can do. On my nightmare mode speedruns, I don't go back to the nurse until the start of chapter 6. And you don't have to go through that slow part there. But like I say, this video, this walkthrough is for people who are trying to complete AKUMU for the first time. And I'm trying to show people the best strats. And like I say, my strats aren't the best in the world. But they, I assure you, will stop you being that frustrated with the game. And I just want people to see that the mechanics of this game are actually really good. Not the mechanics, sorry, the gameplay, you know. People don't understand how to use what they've got in terms of the bolts and whatnot, and it really isn't that tricky. But one of the first things you're going to want to do here is upgrade the flash bolt. Just to put this into perspective, I didn't use the flash bolt my first 2 ever playthroughs of the game, and it is very, very good indeed. Matches are so cheap. I honestly think it's an oversight on the part of the developers, really. I honestly do. Agony bolts, let's give ourselves the ability to hold 3 as stock, and shotgun shells, the ability to hold 6 as stock. Let's increase the reload of that and get it better. And our sprint is now on level 3, and I could get it on level 4. Should I do that? 300. I could, or I can instead spend on the fire rate, and because I don't think people who are watching this is obviously meant for people who aren't as experienced with the game as me, I would recommend upgrading the fire rate, even the accuracy of the handgun, just to help you when enemies are running at you and you've got to shoot them in the leg and you want to avoid getting hit, which of course results in instant death. That's good. And early on as well, don't feel shy to put a 5th bullet in that shotgun. Increase the stock of the handgun early doors as well. And we've still got 5 grand here, you know. The thing is with the explosive bolt, as you can see, explosive charge can increase damage, affects enemies in a 3-meter radius, but damage decreases the further away. So the more you increase this, if you hit it on an enemy, it's going to do absolutely brutal damage the more you upgrade it. But the damage further away decreases. So I feel that level 3 is a real happy medium with the explosive bolt. So get it up to level 2 straight away. And all is good. And then charge your range. But basically, ladies and gentlemen, the first upgrades in the game on AKUMU, make sure the flashbolt is as good as possible. Level 3 is really good. The matches for sure, the agony bolts, the stock of the shotgun, fire rate of the handgun, any upgrades on the crossbow are good. And of course the sprint time. Don't even care at the melee because it's garbage. But yes, the bloodbath coming up. Sometimes I do die here. But we'll see what happens. I can take all them now. Take some of them. Take one of the explosive bolts.
Couldn't have.
Ruvik. So, there is a fat haunted, I do believe, around here. I can't remember where he is, actually. Oh, he's in that little hut there. And I think there are some bolts or some other goodies there. But I don't need them, I'll be fine. But let us get some more matches.
What's wrong with this kid?
So Leslie goes into the house there through the front door.
He's gone down there.
And you break through the window. And Leslie's gone downstairs. But how has he? Because I was here the whole time and I never saw him come past. Oh, I love the logic of this game. But we are now going to be introduced to the invisible enemies. And it's like I said before, if you go straight from your first ever survival playthrough onto AKUMU and you don't know how to kill the invisible enemies properly, you're going to have a hard time of it, to be honest. Because they are so easy to deal with. Yeah, I remember my first 2 playthroughs when I didn't know how to deal with them. Complete pain in the ass. So here is how you deal with them.
Help me. Leslie! Help me. Oh, thank heavens. Dr. Jimenez is here. Settle down.
Wait, Doc. I think something's coming.
Ooh. Basically just use the flashbolt. You can see them, they're stunned. And then crouch, like that, press A, and you stealth kill them with a knife.
Are you still out there?
And the good thing about these guys is they always drop 1,000 green goo.
This place is a death trap. Is there anywhere safe at all?
I think that's unlikely.
That's unlikely.
Can't get out.
Can't get away.
Out.
We must be going this way.
Can't get away. Can't get away.
More green goo. So the bloodbath here, I could die because I place an explosive bolt down on the ground. If you upgrade the flash bolt, it can be very useful because the reason the flash bolt is so good on this game is, say there's 4 or 5 haunted coming at me, I drop the flash bolt, they are all stunned and unable to attack me for 10 seconds. And that gives you a lot of time to think of what you're going to do next. And you can stealth kill them, and let's say there are 2 enemies together that are stunned by the flashbolt, kill one of them. If you're worried about the other one coming out of the effects of the flashbolt, and thus you weren't able to stealth kill them, burn them with a match, the one that's already dead, and if they're next to each other, it'll burn the other one, so you'll be fine. Flashbolt is really good.
Doctor? Leslie? Fuck.
But the thing is, with the bloodbath part here on Nightmare and AKUMU, there is an insta-kill Ruvik. And once this fight here, which is quite intense, once it begins, he can't get you straight away, so you don't really need to worry about him. But you do have to kill him in order to leave the area eventually. As you can see, we've got a harpoon here, and a harpoon there as well. Another grenade. I've not increased the amount I can hold, so we'll leave that for the time being. And as I can see here, we've got another very dangerous bomb. There is the first shot bolt in the game. And the shot bolts basically, they stun enemies and basically keep them on the knees for a few seconds until you upgrade them. Then you can have them stunned for much longer. It's pretty good. I usually upgrade it to level 3 by the end of the game. But this part right here, for me, there are no consistent strats. I'm going to predict that I will die here the first time, because the enemies all come at you at different speeds, and you can attempt to knock a few back with a handgun and the shotgun. What you really want is for them to be in the shot bolt at the same time, but you can't be slow here, because if you are, then a few of them will come out of the effects of the shot bolt and hit you. Of course, you can use the flash bolt, but the problem with that is, when they're all coming at you 360 from different angles, if a few of them haven't been affected by the flash bolt, you're going to get hit. So, it's not easy to say what to do here, but I have forgotten something, I must admit. And that is the fact that the insta-kill Ruvik spawns from this door. So I like to place an explosive bolt down. Sometimes that will kill him, sometimes it won't. It seems to be 50-50. But really, the insta-kill Ruvik, because you've got a safe distance from him, he isn't that difficult. And sometimes I do find that a haunted comes for you. So I always like to leave that wire there, because if they go into it, 9 times out of 10 they'll die. Let's see what happens anyway. You'll see Ruvik now. I think that's killed him, but I'm not sure. So as you can see, there's fucking tons of them here. I'm happy with that. Oh shit, that's not good. Ho ho ho! Oh, that's good. Oh, yes. Excellent. Well, I wouldn't say that was perfect, ladies and gentlemen. But it was close. The game giving me a syringe yet again. Piss take. Unbelievable. But yeah, we're full on handgun ammo still. We had to use the shotgun to knock them back. And why the shotgun is so important there is, like I said before, if I don't use the shotgun, they all come at me at different times, thus making it difficult to keep them under the effects of the shot bolt. That strat is not consistent, and sometimes it will get you killed, but this time it worked. and work very well. I'm not going to disarm that trap because sometimes I get myself blown up by it. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, it's time to be introduced to Laura. This isn't difficult at all. We don't even have to kill her. But my goodness, in chapter 10 later on, she is so fast on AKUMU. And I usually die a few times. But don't feel scared of getting that one grand green goo there. She won't have enough time to get you. Reload that motherfucking crossbow. And as long as you close that shutter, you will have enough time to collect all the shit there, believe me.
What is it with you?
You see, this game is very, very good at getting you to panic and think that you have to rush. And in doing so, you will miss out on green goo, you will miss out on ammo, you will miss out on bolts, you will miss out on all sorts of important shit that keeps you alive. And like I say, as long as the door is shut there, the shutter is closed, sorry, you have enough time to collect everything. Oh god! Sometimes for some reason, and I don't know what it is, you can be killed there. It seems to be random.
I made it. I can't believe it.
Like once in a blue moon she will attack you. And of course when Laura hits you, it's an insta-kill on whatever mode. Even on casual. But she does have an attack where she kind of swipes you. And obviously on AKUMU that's instant death, but on the other modes it isn't. But it is very rare that she does that. And I'm sure you motherfuckers know what to do here. Leg it up the stairs. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is chapter 4 complete. We still haven't died. But believe me, there's more chance that we will in chapter 5. Because it's the Kidman water fight and Laura. And I'm not great at Laura, but I have a few strats that'll help keep you alive. And I'll see you for the next video, chapter 5. Bye-bye.